The first question is, how does the Feed the Cats program work in football? So how do you convert it from being a track speed, linear, straight line speed workout and get into football where we're jitterbugs in the backfield?
Yes. Well, first of all, there's a lot of people who try to reverse engineer football, too much so, in my opinion, where they say, okay, football, for example, is all acceleration. And I say, yeah, I think you're pretty much right there. So we're not going to sprint. We are just going to run tens. We're only going to accelerate. Or they say, nobody runs in a straight line, so we're only going to do, cone drills and things like that. And I'm like, okay, so the fundamental ideas are sound, but the problem comes when if you are slow in a straight line, you are not going to be a good accelerator. If you're slow in a straight line, you're not going to be good from cone to cone. That speed, I say, is the tide that lifts all boats. And one of the things that I've just joined with Les Bellman in a partnership, and I think it was a match kind of made in heaven. I love Les. And we were talking recently about maybe we should stop calling it speed training, because too many football coaches say, I don't want a sprinter. I want a football player. Instead, maybe we should call it CNS training, because there is nothing more extreme than sprinting as fast as you can in a straight line. That is the most extreme movement in the world. And when we do that consistently 2 or 3 times a week, over years and years and years, our central nervous system becomes improved. And with that central nervous system, we become better accelerators, better at agility, better at absorbing force. I mean, it is truly the tide that lifts all boats. But yet it's like, I just saw a tweet the other day by a guy saying, I don't know why track coaches have any clout in football. Track and football is two different things. And you could tell this guy had never won a race in his life. He's one of those thick, hairy-legged guys that lived in a weight room and stuff. And I understand what he's saying, but to ignore the central nervous system is just, you want fast football players, and we can do all those other things. Matter of fact, if you sprint fast, you have to accelerate. So that's taken care of. But when you sprint fast, you can still do agility work. You can still do football work. I say to be general in the weight room, extreme in speed training, and specific in football. And I think that's a huge thing. And what coaches have found out is that when they stop chasing fatigue, things just start working better. And that's actually the name of my book that I'm on the third writing. I will be on the third writing come June. And eventually I'll publish. And my name of my book is Tired is the Enemy. It's that central to everything I believe, that, the cowards, I'm sorry, that fatigue really does make cowards of us all. But really what Lombardi should have been telling people is, we don't want tired players. We should not try to get kids tired every damn day. We should not be burning the stake. We should want fresh, fast athletes every damn day.
Right. Coach, you almost said cowards fatigue us all, and that is also true. So fatigue makes cowards of us all, and cowards fatigue us all. So you weren't wrong either way. So can we talk about a little bit of pieces here? So off-season development, a lot of coaches right now, which by the time this comes out, still be summertime, so it's still off-season. They're going to be in their off-season program. So where do you tie your Feed the Cats program into kind of the off-season? And Kenny, after him, I'd love to hear how you're using it as well, if it's not verbatim, and it may be.
Well, everything I do is really simple and direct. Everything I say, and so what I would suggest, first of all, is to get rid. There's some schools around here that literally, in Illinois, you can have 25 contact days in the summer, and they literally go from 7 in the morning till noon, and they wonder why basketball players don't play football.
Right.
It's ridiculous. But yet, this is the mentality of the Neanderthal football world. And so the first thing I would do was since fatigue is the enemy, I would consider doing a Monday, Wednesday, Friday format so that kids could have an off day. I would suggest a 3-prong approach. that we want to, there's three ways to win a war. There's speed, power, and misdirection. And I think that could be used in a football sense, that I think that you could do 45 minutes of speed training every day, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 45 minutes of weight room work, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then get specific in football for about an hour and 20 minutes. So the format would look kind of like this. You take your best half of your athletes and have them speed train first. By speed training, you're doing exercises that improve speed. It also warms them up. And then you time 3 short sprints. And then you record, rank, and publish. And you make a big deal out of it. And you give out miles per hour wristbands to your kids. And speed becomes the centerpiece of your program. While the best half of your athletes are doing that, the lesser half will be weightlifting. And I know that sounds bad. Like, oh, do you all? No, hell no. You take the kids that are going to win games for you, and you have them speed train first every day, because that's optimal. Now, the other kids are going to get it too, but they're going to lift first and speed train second. So there will be a flip-flop situation. So instead of having like 80 kids in the weight room, you'll have 40 kids speed training, 40 kids in the weight room. And then you flip-flop, and then you get out on the field and you say, wait, an hour and 20 minutes of football work? Well, you're already warmed up. You cut out all the crap like speed ladders. You cut out, monkey rolls and, moving around tractor tires, and you start doing things that are specific to football, offense, defense, fundamentals, blocking, tackling, things like that. And you say, well, gee, that's just not enough. I just don't think they're going to be in shape. They're going to be in fine shape. And then of course you do zero conditioning. One of the things with Feed the Cats, zero conditioning. You let the sport train the sport, and you will make your sport so much more, it will look so much better to that point guard. That starting point guard on the varsity basketball team might actually come out and play corner for you, because your practices look not fun in a goofy type of way, but fun for an athlete. You are doing specific things. You are not just getting tired to get tired. And then they come back 2 days later and they're ready to go again.
Coach, you said 2 things there that just touch me in the soul. And that is, number one, I am a 90-minute practice person. I think 90 minutes is what you need. Cut out all the rest of that BS. Like you talked about, the warm-up. If you're speed training, you've already done the warm-up. And the conditioning, that's gone too. So now how much time do you really need to practice football? Figure it out. We're huge on when the 90 minutes is over, it's done. You're not making up extra stuff. If you didn't give me your hardest for 90 minutes, you're the one that lost out today. And the other thing is, burn the damn ladders. I don't know if you're that severe on it, but we are, right? And that's part of the program we sell, is like, if you're practicing speed by picking up your legs and putting them down in a bunch of little squares, you're doing it wrong, right? Like that just messes up your fundamentals for the end of the day when it's time to go run speed, top speed. I need to go. I'm not going to put my eyes on the ground. I'm not going to do little chops with my hands, and I'm not going to put my feet 6 inches from each other. So I love it. I absolutely love those 2 things right there. Are yes, perfect.